In today's lecture, I'll be explaining to you briefly on what is catastrophic excess of loss. So this is the second type of non-proportional reinsurance that will be covered in chapter 6. So previously you have seen how per risk excess of loss or how working excess of loss work and how to calculate the claims and how to calculate the premium and everything. And today we briefly go into what is catastrophic excess of loss. So catastrophic excess of loss covers the insurer net loss retention against what is called natural catastrophe. In example, accumulations of losses as a result of several losses caused by the same event. So accumulation of losses arising from the same event. So this event can be in the form of natural disaster, such as we are familiar with, event like flood. In Malaysia, we have seen flood occur many times. Earthquake, landslide, windstorm. This is not very common in Malaysia. Hail or tsunami, event like that, which is caused by natural disaster. Or if it is not caused by natural disaster, catastrophic losses might also result in several losses as a result of non-natural disaster type of event, such as large man-made loss event. For example, fire. Okay, fire might caused by negligence, for example, transportation crashes, plane, buses, lorries, cars, train and riots and things like that. So basically, there are two events which might result in catastrophic losses. The first one is accumulation of losses as a result of natural disaster, and second, accumulation of losses arising out of non-natural disaster event. So the cover provides the insurer with loss payment from the reinsurer, irrespective of the number of risks or per event excess of loss, as long as it is not more than the limit. So it works, the mechanism is similar to working excess because it has limit and it has deductible. So it covers per event. In that one event, there can be loss 1, loss 2, loss 3, loss 4, and so on. So remember, all these losses will apply one deductible. Okay, so they're going to be one deductible apply or deduct from the total of these all losses. The maximum loss for the insurer account is called deductible, and often will be limited not only to one risk but also to one event. So when we talk about one event, that means accumulations of losses or accumulation of claims arising from one event. Yeah? This is example of accumulations of claims arising from one event. Let's say from one event of flood, there are damages caused by 4 properties. So we can call that accumulation of claims. Okay, let's see, for example, how catastrophic works when it comes to claim. So the cover is 800,000 maximum and deductible is 200,000 any one event. So insurer net retention is 1 million per risk. So one event affect the following risks. So we have three risks here with 3 different sum insured and 3 claims. Okay, for example, for risk A, it has a sum insured of 500,000, claim of 200,000. For risk B, it has a sum insured of 2 million and claim of 200,000. And for risk C, it has a sum insured of 20 million and a claim of 600,000. Remember, insurer retention for one risk is 1 million. So if you look at the sum insured for each of the risks here, it doesn't mean that the insurer will retain 100% of this risk. For example, if you look at risk A, insurer will retain 100% of risk A. Okay, the original sum insured of risk A is 500,000, and if you refer here, insurer can retain up to a maximum of 1 million. So if the gross sum insured is 500,000, the net sum insured retained by the insurer will also be 500,000, because the gross is not more than the net retention. That is why for risk A, insurer will retain 100% of the risk, meaning that they will retain the whole 500,000, and they will also retain 100% of the claim. So the claim here is 200,000, so we know that insurer is retaining 100% of risk A. They will also retain 100% of the claim for risk A. So move to risk B. The original sum insured is 2 million. So definitely, if you refer or if you compare to the net retention of the insurer, insurer can only retain up to 1 million. So given the gross sum insured of 2 million here, insurer will not retain 100%. They will only retain up to the maximum of 1 million. And for the claim, which is 200,000, insurer will only retain claim up to 100,000. Why it is 100,000? Because it is 50%. So 50% of 2 million is 1 million. So the same proportion or the same percentage, you can calculate the claim retained by the insurer. Insurer will also retain 50% of this 200,000. And the same goes with risk C. Original sum insured is 20 million. Insurer will retain only up to 1 million maximum, and they will also retain claim only for up to 30,000. So percentage retained by the insurer times 600,000, and you will get 30,000. So at the end of the day, total net loss retained by the insurer is 330,000. Okay, so catastrophic excess of loss will protect this 330,000 total. So 330 minus deductible 200,000. So recovery from catastrophic excess of loss will be 130,000. Okay, 130,000, and the maximum cover available is 800,000. Okay, we move to the second example here. This second example shows you how catastrophic is combined with working excess. So we have two types of non-proportional reinsurance here. For working excess, the maximum cover is 700,000 and deductible of 300,000. Whereas for catastrophic, per event, maximum is 4.4 million with a deductible of 600,000. Okay, straight away we look at the calculation here. There are 8 claims. 8 claims. The total claims are 3.83 million. So for each of the claim here, you will deduct the deductible of 300,000, because we need, first you have to calculate the recovery from working excess. So in order to do that, you have to deduct each of the claim here with one deductible. So 80,000 is not more than 300,000. That is why recovery is 0 for working excess. For risk number 2, claim is 500,000 minus deductible 300,000. Recovery will be 200,000. For risk number 3, 250 is not more than the deductible, meaning that recovery is 0. The same goes with risk number 5, 300,000. They're going to be 0 recovery from the working excess reinsurer. So total up here, recovery from working excess of loss reinsurer for 8 claims is 1.7 million. So what is the total amount of loss retained by the insurer? So after recovery from the working excess of loss reinsurer, the total loss retained by the insurer is 2130 million. So catastrophic reinsurance will protect this total amount of net loss retained by the insurer, 2130. That is why 2130 as the total loss retained by the insurer minus the deductible under catastrophic and recovery by the insurer is 1530. So catastrophic reinsurer will pay 1530. So at the end of the day, without CAT, the total net loss retained here is 2130. With CAT, after recovery from CAT reinsurer, the total net loss retained by the insurer is only 600,000, which is down from 2130 down to 600,000. Without catastrophic reinsurance, insurer will have to retain up to 2130. But with catastrophic reinsurance, insurer will only retain up to 600,000 for the final total net loss retained. Okay, features of CAT: it protects the insurer net account in respect of accumulations of claims from any one event or from any occurrence as defined in the treaty, such as from the event of hurricane, flood, earthquake, and so on. So the event which give rise to the claim will be made clear in the treaty, meaning that not all types of event will be covered. There are certain events will be excluded. It depends on the treaty. It protects the insurer net account. What does it mean by net account? Net account means net loss retention. Okay. A reinsurer will pay the ultimate net losses exceeding the insurer loss limit for one event. Can you remember what is ultimate net losses? Please refer back to our previous slide. Ultimate net losses is the final amount of claim that the insurer will share with the reinsurer. The cover basis in each and every loss occurrence is per event, meaning that one deductible apply to that one event. Okay, the last point here is very important that you have to remember. It intended to cover the catastrophic risk, which the treaty usually subject to two risk warranty, that is to avoid against cover per event in which only one risk involved. Okay, it must cover more than one risk. For example, here, there are 4 claims. And these 4 claims is arise from the same event, meaning that catastrophic will cover these 4 losses. Let's say we have one event, for example, flood, and there is only one loss out of that event. So in this situation, catastrophic reinsurance will not pay this claim because there is only one claim occur from the event. For catastrophic reinsurance, it must be more than 2. Okay, at least 2, must be more than 1. So that is why it is called 2 risk warranty. There must be a situation where the claim is more than 1. It cannot be just one loss, and insurer cannot claim this one loss from catastrophic reinsurer. It should be, or it must be more than one loss in order for the insurer to recover from the catastrophe. If only one loss here, why catastrophic reinsurer is not paying one loss from one event? Because if they are paying this loss, it means it is similar. It is similar, it has nothing, it has no different with working excess. So that is why to differentiate between working excess and catastrophic excess, the claim occur must be more than one, then only catastrophic reinsurance will share the claim. Okay, remember that. So what is catastrophic? A clear definition of occurrence or event is important to determine how many claims may be aggregate or may be total for the purpose of affecting a reinsurance. So again, as I mentioned earlier in the previous slide, the event must be clearly stated in the treaty. What type of event? What is flood, for example? What is earthquake, for example? Okay, so they have to make it specific. What is the event? Then only, if claim occur from that event, reinsurer will pay. Okay, so what is catastrophic? Catastrophic is defined as something specific. Specific meaning that the timing, the location can be detected. So we can say, for example, the catastrophic event starts at 8 p.m., meaning that it is specific. So we can also say that the earthquake happened at location A. So it can be confirmed when it comes to the timing and the location. So that is specific. Unexpected. Okay. The second characteristic of catastrophe is the event must be unexpected. So that is the basic of insurance, because insurance will not cover event which is expected. It must be unintentional or unexpected, something which you cannot forecast, the event which you cannot predict. If you can predict that, for example, okay, tomorrow there's going to be flood, and flood really does happen, so that is not catastrophic because you have predict flood will happen. For catastrophic loss to be covered by this treaty, the event must be unexpected. Sudden. Sudden, okay, this is again very important. Sudden means it is not gradual. So for example, gradual event which give rise to claims. If you look at things or event like pollution might also result in catastrophic loss. Okay, it can be many types of pollution, but if you look at the nature of pollution as an event, it doesn't happen sudden. Okay, sudden in bahasa Melayu is tiba-tiba. It doesn't happen sudden because pollution happen gradually, phase by phase. For example, this week there is a bit of pollution. Second week there is a bit more of pollution. So you can see the progress of the pollution from time to time. So in that case, pollution is not catastrophic. Okay, so any event which is caused by pollution, so any damages or losses caused by pollution is not considered as catastrophic. Okay, shocking meaning that it is accidental. And the last characteristic of catastrophic here is that it must be external happening. Okay, external happening meaning that it happened or it originates outside the premises. Let's say this is a building. This is a building. Flood must occur or must originate from somewhere outside, meaning that from a river, or the flood flows from a mountain, or from a I don't know, maybe what do you call that? From a river, from a mountain, from a hill, yeah. So that type of flood originates from outside the premises. Outside the premises. That is why it is called external happening. If let's say flood occur or originate from inside the premises, for example, as a result of bursting of pipes inside the premises cause flood, that is not catastrophic. So remember what is specific, what is unexpected, what is sudden, what is shocking, and what is external happening. And again, as I mentioned earlier, the event can be located in time. You can specifically detect when does it start. For example, at 12 in the afternoon, for example. And it can be located in place, the exact location. And the catastrophic event must be the proximate cause for the loss. Okay, proximate cause, meaning that it is the dominant cause of loss, because there can be several causes of loss which result in the claim. It can be as a result of flood, for example, and the same losses might caused by carelessness of the insured. Again, there can be several causes of loss which contribute to the loss. And for the reinsurer to pay claim, the loss must be proximately caused by catastrophic, meaning that catastrophic event is the dominant cause of loss. Okay, number 3, the catastrophic event must be the peril covered by the treaty. Some perils or some catastrophic are not covered by the treaty. Okay, so it depends on the treaty whether the catastrophic is covered or not. Again, it depends on the treaty. It is not standardized. You cannot say that all treaties cover similar catastrophic event, because one treaty might cover different catastrophic event and the other treaty might cover different types of catastrophic event. Okay, so that is all for catastrophic reinsurance as a theory. So I hope you will try some of the tutorial questions. Okay, thank you very much.